Have you ever wondered if getting older is just a step toward decline or a new beginning full of opportunities? In today's video, we're diving into the incredible benefits that come with aging, benefits that might surprise you and shift your perspective on this transformative phase of life. From reduced fear of failure to a deeper sense of self and wisdom, we're exploring how the later years can be some of the most fulfilling and vibrant of your life. Stick around until the end, because we'll not only uncover these 20 powerful advantages, but also share practical tips on how to embrace and make the most of this stage in your life. Whether you're approaching retirement, dealing with life's transitions, or simply seeking inspiration, this video will equip you with the insights and motivation to thrive and live fully at every age. Don't miss out on discovering how you can turn the wisdom of your years into your greatest asset. If you haven't yet subscribed, I highly recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to ensure you never miss a video. Your support means a lot to me as we continue to grow our community and reach more people with our content. If you enjoy the topic of this video, please leave a comment with the number 1. If it's not quite your cup of tea, drop a 0 in the comments. Your feedback is crucial in helping me create content that better serves you. Let's get started. Have you ever wondered how you would manage if you were to lose your beloved spouse? Life is full of uncertainties, and the sudden absence of a partner can leave you feeling hollow and aimless. Yet, what if there were hidden keys to not merely endure but flourish after experiencing such a profound loss? We invite you to delve into the uplifting narratives of 3 remarkable individuals who have braved this arduous path and are now sharing the invaluable insights they've gained. Learn how you, too, can uncover hope, autonomy, and joy even after the most heart-wrenching farewell. Life's unpredictability is a given. We can never be certain how long the ones we cherish will journey alongside us. Miyazaki once compared life to a train ride, with each person joining us for only a segment of the trip. When it's time for them to disembark, we should be grateful for the beautiful moments shared. And if someone accompanies us for the entire voyage, our gratitude should be boundless. Having a companion through youth and old age is indeed a blessing, though not all love stories are destined to endure a lifetime. Some partners are taken too soon by illness or unforeseen tragedies. When a spouse passes away, the home feels desolate, as if life itself has lost its anchor. Despite the overwhelming sorrow and pain, time marches on, indifferent to our grief, and those we've lost do not return. In the face of such loss, one must find the strength to heal and continue living well. 3 wise individuals recount their journeys to remind middle-aged and elderly friends that if your spouse departs first, you must avoid 3 pitfalls to ensure a dignified and fulfilling life in your later years. Following this advice can transform your remaining years into a period of comfort and contentment. First, do not dwell in prolonged sorrow. Imagine losing a partner who has been your steadfast companion through the majority of your life. The loss is staggering, with memories that bring both solace and deep anguish. Callista's story is one of profound sorrow and remarkable resilience. At the age of 67, she faced the unimaginable heartbreak of losing her husband, finding herself at a crucial juncture. How do you proceed when the person you hold most dear is gone? Callista's transformation from despair to discovering a renewed purpose in life epitomizes the indomitable human spirit. Callista discovered that while it was essential to mourn, it was equally important to honor her husband's memory by living fully. She threw herself into community service, finding solace in helping others. Her days, once filled with tears, began to fill with the laughter of the children she mentored and the gratitude of the elderly she assisted. Callista's journey is a poignant reminder that, while grief is a natural response to loss, allowing it to consume you indefinitely can hinder your ability to find joy again. Second, do not isolate yourself. The pain of losing a spouse can be so overwhelming that withdrawing from social interactions might seem like the easiest way to cope. However, isolation can lead to depression and a sense of hopelessness. Take the story of Harold, who at 72 lost his wife of 50 years to a sudden illness. Initially, Harold found it unbearable to be around friends and family, feeling that no one could understand the depth of his loss. He retreated into solitude, spending days on end alone in his home. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. But with time, Harold realized that his isolation was not helping him heal, it was only deepening his sorrow. Encouraged by a lifelong friend, he joined a local support group for widowers. Sharing his story with others who had faced similar losses provided him with unexpected comfort and camaraderie. Slowly, Harold began to re-engage with life, participating in group activities, and even taking up new hobbies like painting and gardening. Through the support and connection with others, Harold found a way to move forward, demonstrating that human connection is crucial for healing. Lastly, do not neglect your health. The stress and emotional toll of losing a spouse can have significant impacts on physical health. It's easy to fall into patterns of neglect, whether that's poor eating habits, lack of exercise, or not attending regular medical checkups. Consider the experience of Margaret, who at 68 lost her husband in a tragic accident. The grief was so consuming that she lost interest in everything, including her well-being. Her eating became erratic, and she spent most of her days lying in bed. Margaret's wake-up call came during a routine doctor's visit when she was diagnosed with high blood pressure and early-stage diabetes. Realizing that her late husband would have wanted her to take care of herself, she decided to make a change. Margaret began by setting small, achievable goals: a short walk each day, preparing simple, healthy meals, and gradually incorporating more physical activity into her routine. She also sought the help of a therapist to work through her grief, which significantly improved her mental and emotional well-being. Over time, Margaret's health improved, and she found that taking care of her body helped her cope with her loss more effectively. The stories of Callista, Harold, and Margaret illustrate that, while the loss of a spouse is one of life's most profound challenges, it is possible to rebuild and find joy again. Their experiences offer valuable lessons. Embrace your grief, but don't let it consume you. Seek out and accept the support of others, and prioritize your health and well-being. Through these actions, you can honor the memory of your loved one by living a life that is full, rich, and meaningful. Her journey isn't solely about enduring grief, it's a testament to rediscovering hope and learning to embrace life anew. Join us as we explore her deeply moving narrative and uncover how, even in the darkest times, one can find light and meaning. Callista, now 67, shared, "When I was 64, my husband passed away. Even now, recalling those early days of his absence feels like a wound that hasn't fully healed. I felt like a shadow of myself, as if life had lost all its meaning. Many times, the thought of joining him crossed my mind. Nights were the hardest. I often cried myself to sleep, lying alone in our once shared bed. The vast emptiness beside me was a constant reminder of my loss. But whenever I looked at our old photos, where we were smiling so joyfully, something inside me stirred. I realized that my husband would not have wanted me to live in perpetual sorrow. No amount of tears would bring him back. So I decided to live well, not only for myself but to honor his memory, ensuring he could rest peacefully in another realm. Callista eventually found clarity. She understood that while the separation of life and death is one of the most profound sorrows, those who have passed would want us to continue living. The past, with all its happiness and sweet memories, is precious, but it cannot overshadow the present and the potential for future joy. Embracing the present and looking forward is a duty to oneself and a tribute to the loved ones who have departed. When a spouse passes, it's essential to stay composed, comfort yourself, and take good care of your health. Keeping a clear mind and not allowing grief to consume you is crucial. Gradually, you can adjust your mindset, regain confidence, and live a self-reliant and robust life. Lift your spirits, eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, take strolls in the park, and enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Independence is vital. Learn to cherish solitude with grace and wisdom. Nurture your inner world as one would savor aged wine, and find richness in your own company. When loneliness strikes, reaching out to friends can provide comfort and joy. Sharing stories and laughter can lighten the heart. By finding joy in solitude, you can make your later years not only bearable but enjoyable. Callista's journey is a powerful reminder that while grief is a natural part of losing a loved one, it is equally important to seek out the light and live life to its fullest. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Navigating the loss of a lifelong partner is among the most heart-wrenching experiences one can endure. Callista's poignant story sheds light on why this topic is so crucial to discuss and comprehend. Her journey underscores several key points that resonate universally. First and foremost, Callista's experience illustrates that grief is a universal emotion that transcends age, background, and culture. The deep sorrow and loneliness that follow the loss of a loved one are common threads in the human experience. Recognizing this can help those in mourning feel less isolated, knowing that others have faced and survived similar heart attacks. It reinforces the notion that feeling profound grief is a natural response to loss, creating a sense of shared humanity and solidarity. Callista's transition from despair to discovering a new purpose in life highlights the critical role of resilience. Life often throws unexpected and painful challenges our way, but her story exemplifies the possibility of rebuilding and finding new meaning, even after a significant loss. This message is particularly vital for those currently struggling with their grief, offering a beacon of hope. It suggests that while the pain of loss may never entirely vanish, there exists a path forward filled with potential for joy and fulfillment. Moreover, Callista's narrative emphasizes the importance of self-care and mental health during times of profound grief. In the depths of sorrow, it can be easy to neglect one's well-being. Callista's conscious effort to prioritize her health, find joy in small moments, and reconnect with friends provides a practical blueprint for others in similar situations. Her actions encourage individuals to take care of themselves, seek support, and allow themselves to embrace life again, despite their loss. Additionally, Callista's story speaks to the healing power of memories. She found solace in looking at old photos and reminiscing about the happy times shared with her husband. This practice of cherishing positive memories serves as a potent tool for coping with loss. It allows individuals to honor their loved ones, while gradually moving forward with their lives. Memories can provide comfort and a sense of continuity, helping to bridge the past and the present. Callista's journey is not just about surviving grief, but about learning to live again with hope and purpose. It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest times, light can be found and meaning can be created. Her story is an invitation to explore the depths of human resilience and the possibilities for renewal after loss, encouraging others to find their paths to healing and fulfillment. Lastly, Callista's experience underscores the importance of living in the present and looking forward to the future. It teaches us that while it's natural to grieve and remember the past, it's equally crucial to seek new sources of happiness and purpose. Striking this balance is essential for leading a fulfilling life, even after enduring profound loss. Now, let's turn our attention to another compelling story, which emphasizes the importance of independence in one's later years. Have you ever wondered what life is like for elderly parents living with their grown children? Do they find comfort and happiness, or does it lead to unexpected challenges and heartache? In our next story, Mrs. Amber, a 65-year-old widow, shares her heartfelt journey of living with her daughter and then deciding to live alone. Her experience reveals a powerful lesson about independence and finding true happiness in your golden years. Stay with us as we dive into her story and discover why sometimes the best company you can have is your own. 65-year-old Mrs. Amber said, "After my spouse passed away, I lived with my daughter for many years, and now I live alone again. Initially, I believed that the mutual support between parents and children was natural. I raised you when you were young, and you accompanied me in my old age. However, after dedicating everything to my daughter's family, what I got in return was growing disdain over time. My husband and I were both retirees. I didn't think about how to live alone, believing that we would grow old together. But a disease took my husband away, leaving me alone. My daughter had just given birth to a grandson then, and my son-in-law took me in, saying I should live with them and retire. I was grateful for their advice and comfort. Seeing my grandson, I considered him a reincarnation of my husband and dedicated all my time and energy to him, helping with household chores at my daughter's place. Initially, my daughter and son-in-law gave me some money monthly for living expenses, but later they stopped because I had my pension. At first, everything seemed perfect. I enjoyed the company of my grandson and felt needed and appreciated. However, as time went on, things changed. My daughter and son-in-law began to take my presence for granted. The occasional gestures of gratitude became rare, and I started to feel like a burden. They began to expect me to take on more responsibilities around the house, and my own needs and desires were often overlooked. The initial warmth and affection turned into a sense of obligation, and I felt increasingly isolated despite being surrounded by family. Eventually, I realized that this was not the life I wanted for myself. I missed my independence and the ability to make decisions for my happiness. After much contemplation, I decided to move out and live on my own again. It was a difficult decision, but one that I felt was necessary for my well-being. I found a small apartment nearby and began to rebuild my life. It wasn't easy at first, but gradually I found joy in the simple things: a morning walk, tending to my garden, and meeting friends for tea. Living alone has taught me the value of self-reliance and the importance of nurturing my happiness. I still visit my daughter and grandson regularly, but on my terms. This arrangement has brought a renewed sense of peace and fulfillment. It has shown me that sometimes the best company you can have is your own. Embracing solitude with grace and wisdom has allowed me to savor my life, nurturing my spirit and finding contentment in my golden years. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment on number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Mrs. Amber's story is a poignant reminder that while family bonds are essential, maintaining independence and prioritizing personal happiness are equally important. Her journey highlights that it's never too late to reclaim your life and find joy in living for yourself. This story serves as an inspiration to all, showing that the later years of life can still be filled with growth, happiness, and self-discovery. As my grandson grew older, my pension no longer sufficed to support a family of 4. I brought this up with my daughter several times, but she often seemed impatient. Occasionally, she would give me some money, but most of the time she pretended to forget. Living together inevitably led to disagreements. As an elderly person, I tend to talk a lot, and I couldn't help but criticize my daughter for her lack of frugality, as she shopped online daily without saving for the future. We also had differing views on my grandson's education. My daughter and son-in-law believed in letting him develop naturally, while I thought children needed discipline from an early age. Over time, this created a rift between us. Their tone with me became less polite and respectful. Reflecting on my years living with my daughter, I decided it was time to live on my own again. When I proposed moving back to my place, they said they would miss me, but were visibly relieved. It was clear my presence had become a burden. They had needed my help when my grandson was younger, but now they could manage on their own. Back at home, I initially felt lonely and idle, no longer busy, and my life seemed simple yet empty without the emotional support I once had. However, after some time, I learned to enjoy my solitude. I rediscovered some of my interests, joined calligraphy and painting classes, and became involved in community groups, making several like-minded friends. My days are now fulfilling, and I realize that a life of financial stability, leisure, and freedom is the retirement I have always longed for. After my husband passed away, I finally started living the retirement life I desired. Mrs. Amber's story is a powerful reminder of the importance of independence and self-reliance in our golden years. As life expectancy increases, many find themselves facing the challenge of living alone after a spouse passes away. While it might seem ideal to live with grown children, This arrangement often brings unexpected difficulties. Mrs. Amber's experience highlights several reasons why maintaining independence is crucial for elderly individuals. Firstly, living with children can lead to conflicts due to generational differences. Mrs. Amber's story shows how differing views on money, child rearing, and daily habits can create tension. This issue is not confined to any one culture, it is universal. In the US, families often face similar challenges where the desire for independence clashes with the need for familial support. Secondly, the sense of being a burden can be emotionally taxing. Mrs. Amber felt unappreciated and even resented after years of dedicating herself to her daughter's family. This emotional strain can lead to feelings of worthlessness and depression among elderly parents. In American culture, where independence is highly valued, the idea of being a burden can be particularly hard to bear. Mrs. Amber's journey emphasizes that maintaining personal independence can significantly enhance one's quality of life in later years. By choosing to live alone, she was able to reclaim her autonomy, pursue her interests, and build a fulfilling life. Her story serves as an inspiration for others, showing that it's never too late to seek the life you want, and that independence can lead to a renewed sense of purpose and happiness. Thirdly, finding personal fulfillment is essential for a happy and healthy retirement. Mrs. Amber eventually discovered joy in her solitude, rediscovering hobbies and making new friends. This highlights the importance of pursuing personal interests and staying socially active, which are key components of a fulfilling retirement. Many seniors in the US find happiness in community centers, clubs, and volunteer work, all of which provide a sense of purpose and belonging. 3. Rashly finding a new partner or remarrying. Are you considering finding a new partner or remarrying in your later years? Before you take that step, listen to Mrs. Fong's story. At 62, she thought she had found companionship after her first husband's passing, only to face unexpected challenges and heartbreak. Her experience serves as a cautionary tale for anyone thinking about remarriage in their golden years. Join us as we explore the risks and realities of elderly remarriage through Mrs. Fong's journey. You might find valuable insights that could save you from future regrets. Experiences of Mrs. Kelly. 62-year-old Mrs. Kelly said, having been through 2 marriages, my first husband died when I was 53. 3 years later, I remarried but divorced within a year. Thinking about my second marriage still pains and angers me. I want to share my experience to remind others to consider remarriage. At 50, I retired, hoping to travel with my husband after his retirement, making up for lost time. Unfortunately, he died of illness before retirement. After he passed, I was in deep grief for a long time. My son, seeing me so depressed, was worried and wanted me to live with him, but I didn't want to trouble him. They were busy enough. Despite my son's encouragement to move in with his family, I chose to stay in my own home. The loneliness was intense, but I managed to fill my days with various activities and the company of friends. However, as time went on, the emptiness grew harder to bear, and I started to consider the possibility of finding a new partner. At 56, I met a man at a local community event. He seemed kind and understanding, and we quickly formed a close bond. After dating for several years, we decided to marry. Initially, everything seemed perfect. We enjoyed traveling together, shared many laughs, and created new memories. But soon after our marriage, cracks began to show. We had different views on finances, living arrangements, and even family interactions. The companionship I had hoped for turned into a source of stress and conflict. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Our differing expectations and lifestyles made cohabitation difficult. While I wanted to maintain my independence, he expected a more traditional arrangement where we spent almost all our time together. This constant togetherness became suffocating. Moreover, issues with his adult children, who never fully accepted me, added to the strain. Eventually, our arguments became frequent, and the loving relationship we once had deteriorated rapidly. After just 1 year of marriage, we decided to divorce. The pain of this failed relationship was immense, and I felt a deep sense of regret and frustration. I realized that my rush to fill the void left by my first husband's death had led me into a situation I wasn't truly prepared for. It taught me that remarriage, especially in later years, requires careful consideration and clear communication about expectations and needs. Mrs. Kelly's story highlights the potential pitfalls of rushing into a new relationship after losing a spouse. It emphasizes the importance of understanding one's own needs and the complexities that come with blending families and lifestyles later in life. For those considering remarriage, it serves as a reminder to take things slowly, communicate openly, and ensure that both partners are on the same page. My dear son, ever attentive to the quiet melancholy that seemed to envelop my days, thoughtfully suggested that I consider joining a senior travel group. He intended to lift my spirits and infuse some joy into my life through shared adventures and new experiences. Although his suggestion was profoundly considerate, I hesitated to impose any further on him, fearing that my struggles might weigh heavily on his shoulders. Instead, I chose to seek solace through a different path, one that involved enrolling in a dance and poetry recitation class, believing that the arts might offer me a sanctuary of renewal. It was within this vibrant world of movement and expression that destiny wove its intricate threads, leading me to meet Mr. G, who would become my second husband. Our relationship began with a gentle ease, akin to the slow blossoming of a flower in spring. It was pleasant and friendly, yet held the potential for something deeper. However, life had its plans for us. One fateful day, as I was descending a flight of stairs, I suffered a painful sprain to my ankle. Mr. G, ever the beacon of compassion, rushed to my side with an urgency and care that spoke volumes. He swiftly transported me to the hospital, and upon my return home, he remained a steadfast presence in my recovery. His daily visits, filled with thoughtful gestures and unwavering support, provided me with more than physical relief. They offered emotional solace that drew us closer together. This period of intimacy and mutual care paved the way for a profound connection, and within 2 months, Mr. G proposed to me. His proposal was not merely a request for marriage, but an expression of his desire for a shared journey of companionship and support as we ventured into our later years together. Though my heart was undeniably touched by his gesture, I chose to take a moment to reflect and consult my son before giving an immediate answer. My son's response was measured and considerate. He supported the idea of marriage, but recommended that I meet Mr. G's family to gain a clearer understanding of his background and values. Mr. G, with his characteristic openness and willingness, agreed to this suggestion without a hint of reluctance. That evening, our families gathered for a dinner that was both warm and revealing. As the evening unfolded, my son advised me to take my time and not rush into making a lifelong commitment. Despite his well-intentioned counsel, the sincerity and commitment that Mr. G demonstrated convinced me to trust my heart. A few days later, we formalized our commitment through marriage, and I transitioned into Mr. G's home, eager to embrace this new chapter of our lives. At the outset, our shared life was marked by a sense of comfort and ease. Although I took on the responsibilities of running the household, I did so with a sense of familiarity and acceptance. This role felt like a natural extension of my previous experiences. However, this tranquil beginning was soon overshadowed by a growing discord. When 3 of my old friends extended an invitation for a trip, I accepted with enthusiasm. Yet Mr. G's reaction was one of visible displeasure. He voiced his concerns about the lack of someone to manage the household chores in my absence, his words carrying an undertone of unfairness. His reaction felt as though it reduced my role to that of a mere domestic caretaker, rather than recognizing me as his partner. This imbalance led to a heated argument where Mr. G's hurtful remarks suggested that my value lay solely in my ability to maintain the household. For the first time, I found myself questioning the foundation of our marriage. Upon returning from the trip, our situation grew more complex. Mr. G's son was navigating the painful process of a divorce, leaving his young grandson in our care. I embraced the boy with an open heart, treating him with the same love and patience I would afford my own. Yet, his demanding nature and frequent tantrums proved to be a significant challenge. When I suggested that Mr. G's son should take on more responsibility for his child, Mr. G responded with a defensive attitude. His stern words, "You're not my grandson's mother, so don't interfere. If you can't handle it, stay out of it," conveyed a deep sense of dismissal. This reaction left me feeling profoundly hurt and isolated, and it marked a moment of painful realization. The complexities and challenges of blending families later in life became starkly apparent, highlighting the intricate process of navigating acceptance and forging new bonds in the context of remarriage. After months of navigating the choppy waters of marital strife, I reached a breaking point. The persistent stress and discord had become unbearable, and I realized that my well-being was suffering under these strained conditions. With a heavy heart, but a firm resolve, I decided to file for divorce. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment on number 5 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Fortunately, the process was relatively smooth and untroubled, allowing me to close this chapter of my life with some semblance of peace. Reflecting on my journey, I understand now that while solitude may sometimes feel lonely, it is infinitely preferable to the turmoil of living with unresolved and overwhelming issues. Mrs. Kelly's story. Mrs. Kelly's experience offers a poignant illustration of the necessity for careful deliberation and patience when contemplating remarriage in later years. Her journey underscores that while the quest for companionship is a deeply human and natural desire, the challenges of merging lives and managing expectations can be exceptionally demanding. At the age of 62, Mrs. Kelly's transition from meeting a seemingly kind-hearted man to the eventual dissolution of their marriage paints a vivid picture of the potential pitfalls associated with rushing into a new relationship. The initial allure of shared activities and mutual support provided a comforting sense of connection. Yet, as time passed, the couple's differing expectations and the complexities of family integration began to surface, leading to conflict and dissatisfaction. Mrs. Kelly's decision to remarry was fueled by a desire to fill the void left by her first husband's passing, a void that understandably created a deep yearning for companionship. However, this desire also highlighted the critical importance of maintaining one's independence and the intricate challenges of blending into a new family dynamic. The emotional toll of this experience was profound, leading Mrs. Kelly to conclude that, for her, finding solace and fulfillment in solitary pursuits and cherished friendships was ultimately more rewarding than navigating the stormy seas of a troubled marriage. Understanding the unique challenges and risks of remarrying later in life is essential for several reasons. Mrs. Kelly's story vividly illustrates the potential difficulties that can arise when merging lives at an advanced age. Firstly, elderly remarriages often involve integrating deeply ingrained habits and long-held viewpoints, which can create friction between partners. Unlike younger couples who may still be forming their identities and habits, older individuals may find it more challenging to adjust to a new partner's lifestyle and expectations. Mrs. Kelly's struggles with Mr. G over household responsibilities and travel plans exemplify how these conflicts can lead to significant stress and discontent. Secondly, gaining acceptance from a new partner's family can be a formidable challenge. Older children and grandchildren, accustomed to their routines and expectations, may resist the introduction of a new spouse, creating additional strain on the relationship. In Mrs. Kelly's case, the tension introduced by Mr. G's son and grandson added an unexpected layer of difficulty to her new marriage. The lack of acceptance and cooperation from family members can foster an environment of tension and resentment, making it more challenging for the marriage to flourish. Moreover, emotional readiness is a crucial factor in the decision to remarry. The profound loneliness and apprehension about the future following the loss of a spouse can drive someone to seek companionship with undue haste. However, this rush can lead to overlooking important warning signs. Mrs. Kelly's decision to marry Mr. G quickly, despite her son's advice to observe and wait, ultimately resulted in disappointment and another divorce. Emotional healing and a thoughtful assessment of one's needs and expectations are vital steps before entering into a new marital commitment. Mrs. Kelly's story serves as a poignant and invaluable lesson for anyone contemplating remarriage later in life. Her experience underscores the importance of careful consideration, emotional readiness, and the need for patience when navigating the complex dynamics of new relationships in one's later years. It highlights how essential it is to thoroughly evaluate both the personal and relational aspects before making such a significant commitment. One of the critical lessons from Mrs. Kelly's journey is the necessity of understanding and preparing for the financial and legal complexities that often accompany elderly remarriages. Issues such as inheritance, healthcare decisions, and the division of assets can become contentious and must be addressed with foresight and clarity. While Mrs. Kelly's story does not delve into these aspects, they are significant considerations that can impact the stability and harmony of a new marriage. Thoughtful planning and open discussions about these matters can help mitigate potential conflicts and ensure that both partners are on the same page. As you navigate this new chapter in your life, it is essential to focus on finding joy and building new connections. Embrace your independence and cherish the memories of your loved one, but also remain open to new experiences and relationships. These steps can aid in your healing process and help you discover a renewed sense of purpose. Life is a precious gift, and every moment is an opportunity for growth and fulfillment. By making thoughtful choices and prioritizing your well-being, you can thrive even after experiencing significant loss. The stories of Callista, Mrs. Amber, and Mrs. Kelly illustrate that while grief is a natural part of the healing process, resilience and self-care are crucial for moving forward and finding light even in the darkest times. As we age, we encounter a myriad of experiences that shift our perspective on life. Aging and retirement are deeply intertwined as we transition into a new phase of life. While it can be easy to focus on the negative aspects of getting older, numerous positive aspects are worth celebrating. Here are 7 remarkable benefits of growing older, along with personal reflections on how these benefits manifest. 1. Deeper self-understanding. With age comes a profound understanding of oneself. We become more aware of our strengths, preferences, and limitations. This self-awareness allows us to be more assertive about what we want and more forgiving of ourselves and others. We recognize that mistakes and missteps are part of the human experience and embrace them as opportunities for growth. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment on number 6 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. 2. Clarity on personal preferences. As we age, we gain a clearer understanding of what truly brings us joy and satisfaction. For instance, if you enjoy coming up with creative ideas, inspiring others, or traveling, you become more confident in pursuing these passions. This clarity helps in make choices that align with our true selves and say no to things that don't resonate with us. 3. Optimal environment for well-being. We learn to identify and create environments that suit our needs. Whether it's seeking peace over noise and distraction or working with clients who respect our need for thoughtful responses, we become adept at setting boundaries that enhance our well-being. This self-awareness leads to more productive and fulfilling experiences. 4. Trusting judgment and instincts. Over time, we develop a stronger sense of trust in our judgment and instincts. We learn to recognize when something doesn't feel right and when it does. This intuitive understanding allows us to make decisions that align with our values and desires, leading to more authentic and fulfilling life choices. 5. Appreciation for life. Aging brings a heightened appreciation for the gift of life. Despite the physical changes that come with age, we often find ourselves deeply grateful for each day we have. This appreciation fosters a positive outlook and a desire to make the most of the time we have, focusing on the joys and accomplishments rather than dwelling on limitations. 6. Embracing physical changes. Aging inevitably brings changes to our bodies, but rather than comparing ourselves to younger individuals or celebrities, we learn to embrace these changes as signs of a life well lived, accepting and loving our bodies as they allows us to enjoy life more fully and to value our unique experiences and journeys. 7. Accumulated wisdom. The wisdom gained over the years is one of the greatest benefits of aging. Our experiences and lessons provide us with valuable knowledge that we can share with others. This wisdom allows us to be more thoughtful, forgiving, and understanding, both towards ourselves and others. I encourage you to share your own experiences related to these benefits of aging, or to add any additional positive aspects that you believe should be highlighted. It's fascinating to note that individuals who maintain a positive outlook on aging often approach their later years with optimism and openness, in contrast to those who hold negative views. A practical example of this dynamic can be observed in how younger people view older adults. For instance, a group of young men once criticized a man in his early 50s for working out at the gym, questioning the value of his efforts. It will be interesting to see how these young men's perspectives shift as they age and face their own health and fitness challenges. This example underscores the importance of maintaining a positive attitude towards aging and embracing the opportunities for growth and fulfillment that each stage of life presents. Reaching the age of 60 is undeniably a significant milestone, one that often prompts us to reflect on our lives, achievements, and future goals. It's a time when we might reassess our priorities and consider how we want to spend the years ahead. While 50 may have felt like a major turning point, with its own set of challenges and opportunities, 60 often feels like a more pronounced marker, a time when the prospect of aging becomes more tangible. You mentioned that 80 is what you consider old, which frames 60 as still relatively early in the aging process. This perspective can be empowering, as it suggests that you have potentially 2 decades of active, fulfilling life ahead. However, it's also natural to ponder questions about how to make the most of these years and address concerns about health and potential limitations. Your reflections on health are valid and insightful. It's important to acknowledge the realities of physical changes and health issues, like knee problems, which can impact your ability to engage in certain activities. While it's disappointing that some dreams, like hiking the Anera circuit or pursuing ambitious challenges like becoming a concert pianist, may no longer seem feasible, there are still countless opportunities to explore and enjoy. The shift from striving to prove oneself to focusing on personal fulfillment is a powerful transition. It's commendable that you're moving away from doing things merely to showcase your abilities and are now prioritizing what truly resonates with you. This self-awareness allows you to align your activities with your authentic desires and passions. Your continued commitment to fitness is admirable. Maintaining your physical health through exercises like kettlebell swings, bicep curls, and planks is not just about physical capability, but also about enhancing your overall well-being and quality of life. It's inspiring to see how you've adapted your fitness routine to accommodate your needs while still challenging yourself. Starting anew after a long marriage and discovering a renewed sense of self is a profound journey. Embracing your independence, finding joy in new friendships, and reconnecting with the vibrant, enthusiastic side of yourself are all significant achievements. The ease with which you've made new friends and the joy you find in your social interactions reflect a positive and proactive approach to this stage of life. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 7 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. It's also worth noting that the ability to say no to others' expectations and yes to your desires is a powerful form of self-care and self-expression. It shows a deepening of self-respect and a commitment to living authentically. Changing your mind and being flexible with your goals is a sign of growth and adaptability, qualities that will serve you well as you navigate the years ahead. Ultimately, 60 can be a time of great opportunity and renewal. While there are challenges to address and certain dreams that may evolve, there are also new experiences to embrace, goals to set, and joys to discover. By focusing on what you truly want and making thoughtful, empowered choices, you can make the most of this exciting chapter and continue to thrive. Reaching this stage of life brings a refreshing clarity and freedom that many find liberating. You've discovered a powerful truth: aging isn't just about the passage of time, it's about shedding the layers of pretense and embracing your true self. The desire to fix or solve other people's problems often comes from a place of empathy and concern. But as you've recognized, it can sometimes prevent others from learning and growing on their own. By stepping back from this role, you allow yourself to focus more on your journey, which is both fulfilling and necessary for your personal growth. Your approach to aging reflects a deep acceptance and appreciation for who you are. The idea of not striving to look like you're 25, but instead celebrating a body that has lived and served you well is liberating. It's about honoring the experiences and the life lived rather than conforming to societal pressures to maintain youthfulness. This shift in perspective is empowering. You're not waiting for some future ideal to enjoy life now. Instead, you're fully present, indulging in the pleasures of the moment, like buying and wearing those new undies you mentioned, regardless of your weight. This is a testament to living authentically and joyfully. This stage of life is indeed an opportunity to drop the masks we wear and be true to ourselves. The freedom to no longer conform to expectations or fit into roles that don't serve us is a profound aspect of aging. It's about living with intention and clarity, choosing to engage in activities and relationships that bring genuine happiness rather than merely fulfilling obligations or societal norms. You've wisely noted that aging brings a longer-term perspective, allowing you to view past decisions with greater wisdom. This shift is particularly valuable in recognizing that career pressures and the need to prove oneself can often overshadow personal well-being and fulfillment. With hindsight, you can see that career opportunities will continue to present themselves, and the importance of taking a more measured approach becomes clear. The ability to dance like no one is watching, go to events alone if desired, and assert your own needs without guilt is a reflection of this newfound freedom. It's a stage where you can prioritize your desires and well-being, allowing yourself to experience life on your terms. This autonomy and self-assurance are markers of true self-expression and personal growth. Your observation about reaching a stage where many people care less about societal expectations is insightful. This phase of life often involves a shift from seeking approval to embracing authenticity. It's not just about resisting societal norms, but about finding joy in doing what you love and advocating for your own needs and desires. It's a time when you can more readily embrace who you are and stand up for what you believe in, all while letting go of unnecessary guilt or concern over others' opinions. Your research indicating that people in their 50s and 60s who were once activists often continue to champion causes later in life highlights the continuity of personal values and authenticity. As we age, we often return to or reinforce the values and passions that have always been part of our core selves. Embracing your gray hair and the lines on your face as symbols of a life well lived reflects this deeper acceptance and pride in your journey. 20 benefits to getting older. Reduced fear of failure with age. We often gain confidence and resilience, having learned from past setbacks. This allows us to embrace risks and new challenges with a more fearless and mature mindset, knowing we can handle whatever comes our way. Enhance creativity. The wealth of knowledge and diverse experiences accumulated over the years can spark creativity. Older adults often find new ways to approach problems, generate innovative ideas, and apply unique solutions drawn from their extensive life history. Greater emotional intelligence. Years of navigating relationships and personal challenges contribute to a heightened sense of emotional intelligence. This includes improved empathy, better emotional regulation, and deeper, more meaningful connections with others. deeper connections with nature. Many older adults find solace and joy in nature. Whether through gardening, hiking, or simply enjoying outdoor activities, the appreciation for nature's beauty and tranquility often grows with age, offering peace and rejuvenation. Reduced peer pressure. As we age, the influence of societal expectations and peer pressure diminishes. This freedom allows us to make choices based on personal values and desires, rather than conforming to external pressures. Enhanced problem-solving skills. Years of experience provide us with a broad toolkit for solving problems. Older adults often excel at analyzing complex situations and developing practical solutions, drawing from a deep well of life experiences. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 8 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Increased patience and tolerance. Maturity often brings a greater sense of patience and acceptance. With age, we tend to become more tolerant of others' differences and more understanding of various perspectives, contributing to a more harmonious social environment. Freedom from societal norms. Aging often comes with a liberating sense of freedom from societal expectations. This allows individuals to live more authentically, pursuing passions and interests that truly resonate with them. Lifelong learning. The desire for personal growth and intellectual stimulation can continue well into later years. Older adults often embrace lifelong learning through various educational opportunities, staying curious and engaged with the world. Opportunity to explore new hobbies. The later stages of life provide ample time and opportunity to delve into new hobbies and interests. Whether it's picking up a new skill or exploring long-held passions, older adults have the chance to engage in activities they previously couldn't. Increased gratitude. With age, we often develop a deeper appreciation for life's blessings and the relationships we hold dear. This heightened sense of gratitude fosters a positive outlook and helps us cherish each moment more fully. More leisure time for reflection. Reduced work commitments or retirement offers the chance for more self-reflection. This time allows us to understand ourselves better, evaluate life's journey, and set new personal goals. Legacy building. The desire to leave a positive impact on future generations often grows with age. Many older adults focus on contributing to their communities or making decisions that will benefit others long after they're gone. Reduced materialism. Aging can shift our priorities from material possessions to experiences and relationships. This shift often leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful life, centered around what truly matters. Ability to mentor and guide others with a lifetime of experience. Older adults are well positioned to mentor and guide younger generations. This role can be incredibly rewarding, offering valuable insights and support to those embarking on their journeys. Inner peace and contentment. Years of personal growth and life experiences often lead to a profound sense of inner peace and contentment. This serenity comes from a deep understanding and acceptance of oneself and one's life. Heightened intuition. As we age, our intuition can become sharper, guiding us in making important decisions and navigating life's complexities. This intuitive sense often reflects a lifetime of accumulated wisdom and insight. Broader perspective on history and world events. Having lived through various historical events and societal changes, older adults possess a broad perspective on the world's evolution. This perspective can provide valuable context and understanding of current events. Wisdom. Sharing. The opportunity to share life lessons and wisdom with younger generations is a significant benefit of aging. By imparting knowledge and experiences, older adults can positively influence and inspire others. Authentic self-expression. This stage of life often brings a greater sense of self-assurance, allowing individuals to express their true selves without the constraints of societal expectations. This authenticity can lead to a richer, more satisfying life experience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the remarkable benefits of aging. We've explored how growing older can bring greater emotional intelligence, a deeper connection with nature, and a renewed sense of freedom and creativity. We hope this video has offered you valuable insights and inspired you to embrace this stage of life with enthusiasm and confidence. So what's one key takeaway you've learned today that you're excited to apply in your own life? We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below sharing one thing you've learned and how you plan to bring it into your daily routine. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring content. Your support helps us continue to create videos that empower and uplift us. See you in the next video.